And welcome back to the show. Rick Unger here filling in for Steve Malzberg. And we are joined once again by our Malzberg panel, Christy Setzer, Democratic strategist and former spokesperson for Al Gore, now the president of New Heights Communications. We're also joined in this panel by Roger Hedgecock, who's back, host of the nationally syndicated Roger Hedgecock Show, available from Radio America. And also joining us for this section, we have got our own Newsmax Money News deputy financial editor, Rob Williams. Rob, I want to start with you. So today we get news, or this week we certainly got news, that there's a problem in the banking segment. They are being raided, they are being hacked, and millions and millions and millions of files have been reached over at JP Morgan. What is going on here?
Well, I think there are a few things that I find most distressing about what we found out in the last day or so. One is the scale of the attack. 76 million accounts compromised.
And 8 million more small business accounts, I'm told?
That's right. And only a few weeks ago, they were saying it was 1 million accounts. And so you have JP Morgan, the largest U.S. bank, and getting hacked. It spends $250 million a year on cybersecurity. And I think the depth of the account, the depth of the attack is concerning. These hackers got deep into their systems and took control over servers, apparently.
Well, let's bring in the rest of the panel. Let's start with Mr. Hedgecock. Roger, what do you think? I mean, JP Morgan says that they're spending roughly $250 billion to make these accounts safe from being hacked, and yet 80-some million have been reached by an outsider. What do you think of this?
Clearly not a great investment. And I'll tell you, Rick, the suspicion among security people is that this is the counter-sanctions movement by the Russians. Cyber warfare is real. It's being conducted now against us by the Chinese, by the Russians, by the Ukrainians, a lot of people. And it is an intent on stealing the identity of Americans for all kinds of different purposes, including ruining your credit, which is the most basic one.
Christy, as Roger points out, there are a lot of people out there who believe that this is the work of the Russians. Do you buy that?
I don't know. I don't know that I do buy it. What I do buy is that the internet is insecure, and we know that. We saw it, from the Home Depot hack. It just seems like a lot of companies are experiencing this right now. From the Target one from last year, and I think every time one of these stories makes news again, it again reminds Americans that their data is not secure, that we're constantly putting out over the internet, and that right now we live in a world where it's hard to not put your information out there. So I don't know, it's scary.
I mean, insecure data, when we're talking about your computer, my computer, yeah, I can understand that. But you spend $250 billion, you would think it would be secure. Rob, I mean, is there just nothing that can be done, is my first question. And my second question is, if it is the Russians, and I'm going to go back to what Roger said, because he is not the only one who believes that this is the case, why would they do it? They didn't steal any money. Is this just running a test for something they might do in the future?
Well, I think that's what is so baffling about this case, is that they broke in and didn't steal anything. It's as if a burglar broke into your house and rearranged the furniture and then left. So that does indicate to some experts that it was an organized, sophisticated attack by a foreign government of some kind.
It's disturbing. As I said, they did not take any money. So whoever wanted to get into JP Morgan's accounts, and by the way, Roger, it's not just JP Morgan. As you go and look into this a little bit more, they are not the first bank to be hacked in this way, are they?
No, and I think our entire banking system is vulnerable. And think about that for a minute. All of your accounts, how many of our accounts are held in electronic places? All of them. All your retirement, all your college kids' funds, everything could be wiped out in a minute if someone really had the intention and the ability to do it. Well, they've already demonstrated the intention and the ability. They just haven't done it yet.
Interesting. Well, guys, I think we have to leave it there for now. There's reason to be concerned here. Our banking information has got to be some of the most important data of all, and Roger just summed it up nicely. If this isn't protectable after spending that much money, then don't we have to presume that we are just not capable of handling it at this point? Panel, I want to thank you all. This is a great discussion. When we come back, we've got lots more. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us here on the Steve Malzberg Show.
As women